Thanks for joining us. This is Rick Radliff, your Planning and Strategy Manager at Pioneer, and I'm joined by Steve Kielman, the Vice President of Microbusiness Sales at Total Administrative Services Corporation. They're also known as TASC. We're here to discuss ways to save you money on your medical expenses and your taxes. Now, as a Pioneer seat sales representative, you may be paying for all of your family's health insurance premiums and out-of-pocket medical expenses, unless you're fortunate enough to get these benefits through your spouse. Many of you asked for help to address the dramatic and increasing costs of health care, and we've heard your concerns and have a potential solution for the 1,100 or so Pioneer reps who are purchasing their own insurance. Now, TASC is a national third-party benefits administrator that offers a health reimbursement arrangement, otherwise known as an HRA, and it can save you thousands of dollars a year on your insurance premiums and also out-of-pocket medical expenses. The average tax savings is more than $4,000 a year in incremental savings, and the retention rate for this company's customers is 92%. Now consider this. If you're a customer saving $4,000 over a 20-year period, that's $80,000 to spend or invest in other ways. I've spent a good time investigating options to bring you as Pioneer reps ways that can save money on health care. Now, there are other companies that are third-party administrators of these HRA arrangements, but we felt that TASC's long history, the TASC card, and their ability to constantly adapt to new rules and regulations in this space make them a great option. So with that, I'd like to welcome Steve Kielman from TASC.
Thanks, Rick. TASC was founded by a farmer who was looking for ways to save on insurance and to help his friends who had the same concern. He researched a little-known tax law and was able to bring these tax savings to many people. Today, there are over 1,200 TASC employees across the U.S. I myself joined TASC in 1992, and for the past 27 years have been working in this industry. I'm considered an expert in medical fringe benefits and employee benefit plans. So what I thought today we'd do, Rick, is to share some time over the next few minutes giving you more information about tax savings that you just mentioned. So most of you will benefit from BizPlan HRA. And the reason I say that is because many people don't have employees. And an HRA is a spousal medical reimbursement plan. First of all, the HRA is not health insurance. And I'm going to say that one more time. I don't want you to get confused in this. The HRA is not a health insurance plan. It is a vehicle to help you take federal, state, and self-employment tax deductions on your family's insurance premium and on their out-of-pocket medical expenses. These expenses become a business tax deduction rather than a personal expense. So what this does is allows you to save on all of your family health insurance premiums, no matter whose name they're in, and all of your out-of-pocket medical expenses, and that can include dental, vision, prescription, copays, and many items too numerous to list here in this situation. So what I'd like to point out is last year, BizPlan HRA clients across the United States, on average, reported their insurance premiums were just over $10,000 per year. And in the same time frame, their out-of-pocket medical expenses were about $6,100 for that same year. And what would have happened if these people didn't have an HRA? You would still receive a federal tax break on your insurance premiums. That exists for everybody. It's status quo. In this example, if we take the $10,000 premium and multiply it by the lowest tax bracket, or that 15% federal tax bracket, you would save about $1,500 on your insurance premium. So if you'll remember, the average reported out-of-pocket expense was about $6,100. And now under the current status quo of the tax returns that you file, your out-of-pocket medical expenses can only be claimed if they're more than 10% of your adjusted gross income. If they don't exceed that, you won't receive any write-off whatsoever. In other words, without an HRA, without doing anything, you can still save about $1,500 a year. But let's compare that, Rick, to see what happens if we do this with an HRA. So if we use that same $10,000 in premium, we can deduct the federal, state, and self-employment taxes. In our conservative example, we'll use 35%. The tax savings for insurance premium increases to more than $3,500 from $1,500 that we talked about earlier. And your out-of-pocket medical expenses also become deductible for federal, state, and self-employment taxes. So that same $6,100 that we talked about earlier that you got no deduction for, now we'll multiply that by 35% with this HRA, and that'll add another $2,100 to your tax savings, to your premium savings, to your out-of-pocket medical cost savings. Altogether, if we combine the two of those, the net difference between the two that we discussed earlier, that is a $4,000 savings on your health insurance cost.
So, Steve, I would imagine that these costs are going to continue to rise, and therefore, along with that, savings will continue to grow over time.
That's right, Rick. And when we're using these conservative numbers like I illustrated here in this conversation, a lot of people save even more because they have higher health insurance costs or higher out-of-pocket costs. They potentially have a higher tax bracket as well. So your individual family circumstances will dictate your own savings.
So, Steve, who qualifies for the Biz Plan, HRA?
Rick, that's a really good question. I would say that the best fit for Biz Plan is a sole proprietor filing a Form Schedule C or a Form Schedule F who can employ their spouse and does not have any additional benefit eligible employees. This does not have to be full-time employment. Even though a sole proprietor is the best fit, every filing status can potentially qualify for the plan if there is an employable interest.
So, Steve, I speak from experience that one of the greatest challenges that employers face is attracting and retaining the best employees. Do you have any employee benefit plans to recommend to our seed sales reps who may also have W-2 employees?
Again, another great question, Rick. And yes, we do. TASC has just introduced its revolutionary universal benefit account platform to the industry. This includes over 31 different accounts on a single platform that are a combination of healthcare, fringe, wellness, education, and giving accounts. TASC believes that these benefits should feel more like benefits, and that's why we developed the universal benefit account. Let me highlight a few of these accounts that are the best fit for small employers who don't offer group health insurance. The first one, Rick, that I'm going to talk about is called the Standalone HRA. And it is the perfect fit for small employers of groups with under 50 employees. It allows an employer to provide a dollar amount that they give to each employee to help pay for the cost of individual health insurance premiums and qualified out-of-pocket medical expenses. The nice thing about this is employers can step up the standalone HRA offering by adding a healthcare premium reimbursement account. This account offers a vehicle for employees to fund their individual insurance premiums on a pre-tax basis. Now that's important because that's been different in the past, Rick. They have never been able to do that since 2013. So I'm going to say that line again. This account offers a vehicle for employees to fund their individual premiums, their individual health premiums on a pre-tax basis. And this will save them hundreds, potentially even thousands of dollars on their insurance cost. And finally, employers can offer one other additional benefit through a healthcare FSA account. FSAs are ideal for employers that want to make contributions to their employees, help them pay for the cost of qualified out-of-pocket medical expenses. The nice part about this is that the employer will save FICA or Social Security and Medicare taxes on every pre-tax dollar that's run through this plan. This typically results in the cost of the plan costing the employer nothing or being net zero or cost neutral. Employees are saving federal, state, and FICA taxes, which ends up in about a 40% total cost savings.
So, Steve, it sounds like a win-win both for the employer but also the employee, for everyone. Now, along with the overall HRA, we've negotiated a 10% discount for Pioneer reps. again, on their HRA offering. So as a Pioneer sales representative, you or your spouse, if you're interested in learning more about these benefits and how your personal circumstances might be impacted positively, where can they go to learn more?
All right, Rick, one of the things I'm going to tell you is that unless somebody calls us, all they're hearing is average numbers of what we're doing. So I'm going to really suggest that they pick up a phone. We're available in all time zones across the United States, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. And they can call us, and I'll repeat this number, but the phone number is 855-591-0562. And again, one more time, if you're trying to write this down while you're traveling or whatever, 855-591-0562. But we also have made other things available, Rick. They can also email us at microbusiness@tasconline.com. And TASC is spelled TASC. So when you put that in, microbusiness@tasconline.com. And the last thing they have available to them to get more information than what we were able to share on this little short podcast, Rick, is they can go to https://go.taskonline.com/pioneer.
Super, Steve. Thank you. And thanks to all of you as Pioneer reps for listening. I hope that you'll check out the opportunity to see the amount of money that you and your family could save on your medical expenses, and make contact in the ways that Steve has shared. So thank you. Have a great and safe harvest season. And again, thanks for your time and your attention and all that you do.